Beef tallow.
Beef tallow, aka cow fat.
Introducing beef tallow.
Beef tallow is great for your skin.
Beef tallow is the only thing that I put on my face as skincare, moisturizer, everything. It's a single ingredient, it's non-comedogenic, meaning it won't clog your pores, and no, it does not smell like beef. Not only is it safe to eat,
But can soften and smooth the skin surface.
My skin looked like this just 4 or 5 months ago. I was eating healthy, I was drinking water, I was doing usually what they recommend of doing, and it was not clearing up my face. So I came across using beef tallow.
For decades, beef tallow was a staple in kitchens around the world. It was the go-to fat for cooking and even for health.
Once the pan is hot and you're going to cook vegetables, what kind of fat do you put in there? Olive oil? Wrong. You don't want to cook with olive oil. Olive oil may be a healthy fat if it's organic, in cold press, single source, in glass, but if you heat olive oil, you're going to lose any potential benefits. My favorite cooking fat is tallow.
But somewhere along the way, we were told that animal fats like tallow were bad for us, leading to heart disease and obesity.
We now live with so much sickness all around us that we can't even imagine what it feels like to live in a healthy society.
Over a 20-year span, obesity rates went from 30% to 42%.
My belly started growing. I went to a hormone specialist and he said, uh-oh. I said, what does that uh-oh mean? He says, are you feeling okay? I said, I feel fine. There's no warning with ovarian cancer.
I don't feel like myself. My periods only last a day now. I have delayed speech, memory loss.
The doctor put in a needle right through the skin under my abdomen. Greenish liquid poured out of me into 6 1-liter bottles.
Now, the food industry has made us fear fats like tallow, while promoting vegetable oils and processed fats as the healthier alternatives.
This is what most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier, and it wasn't always that way until the early 1990s. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases.
But what if I told you that beef tallow, the fat we've been demonized for using, is actually more beneficial than the oils we've been sold?
From the research that I've done over the last 12 years, the evidence leads me to believe the seed oils, the highly polyunsaturated vegetable oils, are driving probably 90% of obesity and chronic disease across the board.
Beef tallow has been used for centuries in traditional cooking. From roast potatoes to deep frying foods, it was a go-to fat for generations. But then came the 1960s and the low-fat diet craze. Suddenly, animal fats like tallow were labeled as heart disease culprits, while vegetable oils like soybean and corn oil were promoted as the healthier alternative. Fast forward to today, and tallow is nearly erased from our kitchens. But was this sudden shift based on fact, or was it part of a billion-dollar food industry agenda to push cheaper, more processed oils?
Tallow is rendered beef fat, which means you take the fat from a cow, the trim, the kidney fat, which is high in stearic acid, and you put it in a kettle and you render it and you end up with tallow. A lot of us have been misled into thinking that some seed oils or refined oils are okay to use in a pan to heat because they have a higher smoke point. This is bollocks. Smoke point means nothing when it comes to the stability of an oil in a pan when you're heating it. That is where tallow is king, and tallow really, really shines.
Beef tallow is high in saturated fats, but these fats are natural and provide the body with energy and fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, and K2. These vitamins play a key role in bone health, immune function, and heart health. In fact, saturated fats were historically linked to optimal health before the industrialization of food. What if everything you've been told about saturated fats was wrong? What if, instead of causing heart disease, beef tallow could actually be protecting your heart, providing vital nutrients, and supporting your body in ways modern vegetable oils can't? Now let's talk about the real villains, Vegetable oils and processed fats. For decades, we've been told that corn oil, canola oil, and soybean oil are healthy. But the truth is, these oils are highly processed and inflammatory, often loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, have been linked to heart disease, inflammation, and obesity.
Seed oils are the oils derived almost exclusively from seeds that mostly would have been waste products and or beans, in this case soybeans. So I've broken them down into the seed oils, and that would be oils like soybean, corn, canola, cottonseed, rapeseed, grapeseed, sunflower, safflower, rice bran, sesame, and peanut oils. With that has come this explosion of overweight, obesity, and chronic disease. That makes seed oil consumption the single greatest change to the diet of mankind in all of history.
Research shows that the overconsumption of omega-6 fatty acids found in vegetable oils can disrupt the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in our bodies, leading to chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major contributor to heart disease, diabetes, and other metabolic issues. The more vegetable oils we consume, the more oxidative stress we put on our bodies. So, while you've been avoiding tallow because of the fear of fat vegetable oils, the ones marketed as healthy might actually be the real cause of heart disease and inflammation. Now let's get into the truth about beef tallow. This animal fat is loaded with monounsaturated fats, saturated fats, and omega-3s, the good stuff your body craves. It's a natural fat, unlike hydrogenated oils or trans fats found in many processed foods. In fact, beef tallow was used as the main cooking fat before the rise of vegetable oils and processed fats in the 20th century.
Beef fat can potentially help you lose weight. Tallow creates very little oxidation. It's very high in a type of fat called CLA, which increases fat burning. Tallow is extremely satisfying. It's loaded with vitamin A, D, E, and omega-3 fatty acids like DHA, which is going to allow you to fast a lot longer. And the more you fast and do intermittent fasting, the more you're going to reduce insulin and the more you're going to lose weight.
Tallow is actually one of the most stable fats for cooking because of its high smoke point and resistance to oxidation. It's also rich in conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a fat that has been shown to reduce body fat, boost metabolism, and even reduce the risk of cancer. While the world has been told to avoid beef tallow, this ancient superfood is exactly what we need for balanced nutrition. The real question is, why is processed vegetable oil still being promoted over tallow, which has been part of human diets for centuries? Here's where things get interesting. Why was beef tallow demonized in the first place? In the mid-20th century, food companies and lobbyists launched a massive campaign to promote vegetable oils, and with it, the low-fat and anti-saturated fat narratives. The introduction of margarine and processed oils was pushed as a healthier alternative to traditional fats like butter and tallow. But was it really about health, or about creating a market for cheaper processed products? The low-fat movement in the 1970s, largely driven by the vegetable oil industry, led to a widespread belief that saturated fats were bad for heart health. But research from the American Heart Association and others showed that saturated fats, when consumed in moderation, are vital for heart health and brain function. What happened next? Vegetable oils became big business, while tallow was demonized despite its nutritional benefits. Could the rise of vegetable oils and processed fats be less about health and more about profit? It's time we started questioning why tallow was demonized, especially when it might just be the healthiest fat in the kitchen. The truth about beef tallow is clear. For centuries, it was a staple fat in healthy diets. It's nutrient-dense, stable for cooking, and packed with essential fatty acids that support your heart, brain, and overall health. So, why are we still avoiding it in favor of processed oils? The food industry might have you convinced, but the real health choice could be sitting right in front of you: beef tallow. Think twice next time you reach for that bottle of vegetable oil or margarine. Share this video if you're ready to reclaim healthy fats and ditch the misinformation. Like, share, and subscribe to learn more about the truths behind the foods we've been taught to fear.